You believed I was alone.
I knelt on the cold, oil-stained concrete, wrists bound tight behind my back with coarse rope that bit into my skin. The air smelled of rust, damp rot, and the faint metallic tang of fear, my fear. Distant thunder rolled outside, shaking the skeletal beams overhead, while a single flickering bulb swung lazily from a chain, casting long, dancing shadows across the abandoned space. Elena stood before me, her silhouette both hauntingly familiar and terrifyingly alien. The woman I had loved for 6 years, the one whose laughter once filled our tiny apartment with light, now held a knife in her trembling hand. Rainwater dripped from her dark hair, streaking her pale face like tears she refused to shed. Her eyes, those deep brown pools that had once looked at me with adoration, burned now with a lethal mix of rage, heartbreak, and exhaustion. "You're nothing special here," she whispered, leaning in so close that her breath ghosted across my cheek. The blade pressed against my throat, cold and unyielding, drawing a thin line of warmth as it nicked the skin. "Just another liar who thought he could own me. I've killed better men for less." Her voice cracked on the last word, a fragile fracture in the armor she'd built around herself. I could feel her pulse through the knife, erratic, desperate. One wrong twitch, one surge of the storm inside her, and it would be over. My mind raced, flashing through memories that now felt like knives of their own. The way she'd curl into me after nightmares, whispering secrets about her family's dark past. The late nights I'd spent digging into shadows I should have left alone. The promise I'd made to protect her, even if it meant becoming the monster she now saw in me. Every second stretched into an eternity. My heart slammed against my ribs, each beat a countdown. Sweat mixed with the blood trickling down my neck, stinging as it pooled at my collar. I could smell her. Faint traces of the vanilla shampoo she still used, now overlaid with the acrid scent of gun oil from the pistol tucked in her waistband. She was close enough that I could see the faint scar above her left eyebrow, the one from the car accident we'd survived together 3 years ago. That night, she'd clutched my hand in the wreckage and said, "Don't leave me." Now, she was the one ready to end it all. I swallowed hard, the motion pressing my Adam's apple against the blade. Pain flared, sharp and immediate, but I held her gaze. "Elena, please." "Shut up," she hissed, her free hand fisting in my shirt, yanking me forward until our foreheads nearly touched. "You followed me here. You tracked me for weeks after I left. Did you think I wouldn't notice? Did you think your little secrets would keep you safe?" Her voice rose slightly, echoing off the warehouse walls before the rain swallowed it. "You were supposed to be different. You were supposed to be the one who didn't lie." Tears welled in her eyes, but she blinked them back fiercely. The knife trembled, slicing another shallow cut. I winced but didn't pull away. The suspense clawed at my chest. This wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about the fragile bridge between love and hate, the precipice we'd been dancing on for months. In the silence between thunderclaps, fragments of our life together flooded me. The cozy evenings in our kitchen, her stirring pasta while I told bad jokes. The way she'd trace patterns on my back when she couldn't sleep, confessing how her sister's disappearance had shattered her family. I'd listened, held her, and then I'd acted. Without telling her. I'd gone deeper into the underworld than I ever should have, uncovering the truth about the powerful men who'd silenced her sister for knowing too much. I burned evidence, forged alibis, became someone I barely recognized, all for her. But when she found hints of my double life, she assumed the worst. She thought I was one of them. A traitor. A user. Now here we were, in this godforsaken place she'd chosen for our final confrontation. "You don't understand," I managed, my voice hoarse. "I never wanted this." "Understand?" She laughed bitterly, a sound that twisted like barbed wire in my gut. "I understand perfectly. You wormed your way in, learned everything, and now you're here to tie up loose ends. just like the rest. You're nothing special here. The whisper returned, lower, more venomous, as she twisted the knife just enough to make me gasp. Say your prayers, love. Make them quick. The world narrowed to her face, the rain's roar, and the certainty that this was it. My muscles screamed from the awkward position, my shoulders burning from the restraints. Fear coiled tight in my stomach, but beneath it burned something fiercer, determination, regret, and a love that refused to die even as she prepared to kill it. I locked eyes with her, pouring every ounce of truth into my words. I know what they did to your sister, Elena. She froze. The knife stilled against my skin. I was the one who burned their files 5 years ago, I continued, the words tumbling out raw and urgent. The encrypted drives, the offshore accounts, the photos they used to blackmail half the city. I did it in that dingy motel on the outskirts, the one with the broken neon sign. I wore gloves. I wiped every trace. Because I couldn't let them destroy you too. I saw the reports, the ones they buried about how she got too close to exposing their trafficking ring. She was trying to save girls like the ones you volunteer with at the shelter. I couldn't tell you. It was too dangerous. If they even suspected you knew. Her breathing grew shallow, ragged. The hand gripping my shirt loosened fractionally. Thunder boomed again, closer this time, vibrating through the floor. Her eyes searched mine, wide with shock, disbelief, and a dawning horror that mirrored my own. You're lying, she whispered, but there was no conviction in it. The blade wavered, pulling back an inch. Blood dripped steadily onto my collar now, but the pain felt distant. I'm not. My voice cracked with the weight of it all, the sleepless nights, the paranoia, the love that had driven me to the edge. I have proof. In my jacket pocket. A USB drive. It's not everything, but it's enough to finish what your sister started. I kept it for you. Even after you left. Even when you started pushing me away. I was protecting you, Elena. From them, and from myself, because becoming this person scared the hell out of me. Tears spilled down her cheeks now, mixing with the rain that had soaked us both. The knife clattered to the concrete with a sharp metallic ring that echoed through the warehouse. She stumbled back a step, hands flying to her mouth as sobs racked her body. The emotional dam broke, years of grief, suspicion, and buried affection crashing over her. I thought you were one of them, she choked out, collapsing to her knees in front of me. Her fingers fumbled with the ropes at my wrists, trembling so badly she could barely untie them. The messages, the late nights, the money moving. God, I was so scared. So alone. After she disappeared, I swore I'd never trust anyone again. But you made me believe. The ropes loosened, and I pulled my arms free with a groan, ignoring the pins and needles' agony. I reached for her immediately, cupping her face with bloodied hands. Our foreheads touched, breaths mingling in the charged space between us. The suspense lingered in the air like smoke. Would this revelation heal us, or had the wounds cut too deep? I'm sorry, I murmured, voice thick with emotion. I should have told you. I was terrified of losing you. But you're everything to me, Elena. Special isn't even the word. You're the reason I became someone capable of doing what I did. You're the reason I'm still here, fighting. She clutched my shirt again, this time pulling me into a desperate embrace. Her body shook against mine, the rain outside easing into a softer patter as if the storm itself was exhaling. But in her eyes, as we held each other on that filthy floor, I saw the shift, the answer that changed everything. Trust flickered back to life, fragile but real. Love, battered and bloodied, refused to die. Yet even as relief washed over me, a new tension coiled in my chest. Footsteps echoed faintly from the far end of the warehouse. We weren't alone. The real monsters, the ones who'd taken her sister, had followed us here too. Her hand found the fallen knife, pressing it back into my palm. Together, then, she whispered, voice steadying with renewed fire. I nodded, rising with her, hearts pounding in unison. The scene wasn't over. It had only transformed, from the brink of death to the edge of war. And this time, we faced it side by side.